that. I gotta hurry up and hit it. There we go. I'm all right. Now I want to freeze up. Oh, come on. But why wants to freeze up? See, you were. There we go. Hello, everyone. This is Diane Zimmerman, the powerful biz woman. Thank you so much for tuning in to the Ultimate Business Conversation. And we are here, and I am just so excited to be here with you today on the Ultimate Business Conversation with the powerful biz woman and grown woman, Alina Lopez Thomas, my partner. And today we have the pleasure of having our guest educator, Tiffany Fox. She's a nurse, healing coach, and mental health advocate. I want to thank her so much for being on here. And our topic today that we're going to talk about is entrepreneur mental health check-in. And the reason why I asked Tiffany to be a part of this is because we're part of an accountability group, and she holds us all accountable as business owners in our little group. It's four of us. It's me, her, Shantae Williams, and Murray Thomas, and Betty Irvin. And we keep each other focused. We keep each other on top. And another reason why I asked Tiffany to be here is because she had this event that she had, and it was a discussion. We were having a discussion about family issues, about mommy issues. And I felt that she would be a great guest to have because as entrepreneurs, we take care of our business, but we don't take care of our mental health or our physical health. We put everything else aside as entrepreneurs. We put everybody else first. We put our business first. We put our customers first. We put our family first, but we don't put ourselves first. We don't sometimes say no. No is a complete sentence, as Murray Thomas said on one of her postings in Facebook, that no is a complete answer. Is a complete sentence, a complete answer. And sometimes it's okay to say no to someone. And I'm just going to give you a little background about Tiffany. She is a nurse, healing coach, speaker, author, mental health advocate, founder of Peace of Hope Foundation, and CEO of Tiffany Fox Incorporated. She brings 17 years of behavioral mental health experience, building reputation for improving patient care, service delivery, and creating programs to meet the mental needs of the community. Along with 10 years of coaching, she has inspired and encouraged numerous women to look in the mirror, begin to accept their truth, and walk in it. Mrs. Fox provides the tools and accountability to get them started on their healing journey. Her goal is to help women identify those broken and stuck places, moving them beyond their limitations to a state of thriving in life and aligning with their in their higher self. And if you want to contact her, she's on social media at Tiffany Fox Incorporated. Her website is www.tiffanyfoxinc.com. And I'll put all this information, her contact information in the chat box for you. And Tiffany, the first question I want to ask you, what made you decide to start your business and become the healing coach? Why did you decide to become the healing coach?
Great question. Well, first of all, thank you so much for having me. I'm super excited and honored to be a part of the UBC conversation. So thank you again, Ms. Danya, for inviting me. So
You're
what
welcome.
made me become a healing coach? I have been in mental health for 17 plus years, and I've seen the gaps in mental health. I've seen the effects of mental health in my family, mental health and substance abuse. I come from a family, so mental health has been all around me. Um, it wasn't until I had to go through some personal things in my life where I needed healing. So I had to heal from bad relationship. I had to heal from, the baby daddy drama. I had to heal from, molestation. So there were traumas in my life that I had to heal from that I overcame. And I thought about if so many other women would have the tools or have access to those tools, that they don't have to stay stuck in their trauma, or they don't have to stay stuck in low self-esteem, or they don't have to stay stuck in just an autopilot mindset or a victim mindset. So I wanted to take my tools and my work that I've done and share it with other women so they can overcome, those broken places, those unstuck places, those places that we don't like to talk about. Danya, I can't hear you.
I'm on mute.
Oh,
You know
there you
how
go.
you mute yourself. Regina Grimes says hi. I'm up there talking. I do the
Hey,
same
Miss
thing on
Regina.
Clubhouse. Who is your ideal customer when you're looking for that, client? Who normally comes to you for help, for assistance?
So my ideal client, she is mid 30s, uh, early 40s. She is at a place where she is sick and tired of being sick and tired. There's a burning desire that there is something like this can't be life. I'm in autopilot. I'm successful in certain areas of my life, but I know there's more. I have a family. I have, relationships, but I know it. I know it's more. I'm just stuck in the same old, same old. I'm not enjoying life. I'm just doing what I have to do. So surviving the day is just what it is, day by day. So she's not plugged in. She's not tapped in. She's not tapped into her higher self. No self care. She's sacrificing herself. She's people pleasing. She is. Not putting herself first, no boundaries. She has trouble saying no, but she's willing to invest in herself. She's willing to say, hey, I'm willing to do something different because I can't stay here. So that would be my ideal client. Those are the women that kind of come to me. And I talk about survival mode a lot, and a lot of women don't realize that they're in survival mode. They may be successful in their business, so surely I'm not in survival mode. I'm thriving here, or I have a great marriage. So they see little areas that they're thriving in, and they don't identify themselves in survival mode. But there's a whole lot of other areas where they're just stuck, and they don't know how to show up for themselves.
I like that because as an entrepreneur, I have been in survival mode a lot. And it's really detrimental to your health, to your business. And what are a few tips that you give that you may give to an entrepreneur who seems to be in survival mode? How do they get out of that survival mode and get into a mode of thriving, and being more consistent with their business, being more successful with their business, and not just surviving in their business?
Absolutely. So self-awareness is the key. So, I always say I'm the coach that's going to put the mirror in front of you, right? So you can see what you need to see, and we're going to pull out greatness. So you have to be aware of where you are. That's the only way that it's going to work. So there's a lot of self-awareness. There's a lot of self-reflection. The other thing is, are you on your to-do list? You're running corporations, you're running organizations, you're running nonprofits, and you got systems and you got processes, but you're not successful at running your life. So are you on your to-do list and everything that you have to do? Are you on your to-do list daily? Are you spending 30 minutes of just you time, things that bring you joy? You and I, Diane, we talked about reading. So are you just taking 30 minutes to read, when you get the moment? Are you unplugging, or are you on constantly on go? Is that phone constantly by you? Is that laptop, iPad, tablet? Are you able to unplug and get away? Are you sleeping? Are you doing things that bring you joy? And so that's the first thing I would say is putting you on your to-do list. And I know, being an entrepreneur, I know 9 to 5, that doesn't exist. I know we're working, around the clock sometimes, but we've got to stick to a schedule. Like, we've really got to schedule. For me personally, Wednesdays are my me days. So I have an entire day that's dedicated to me. So, those are my days for me to do. I don't take any business. I don't really do any meetings on that day. That's my me day. And so you have to schedule just time for you, um, as well as, just learning how to get joy back, doing the things that brings you joy each day, not just the weekend, not just once a month. And when I say bring you joy, like I said, reading, walking, exercising, I don't care if it's a favorite meal or a TV show. So doing some things, unplugging from work, unplugging from social media, and kind of doing the things to bring you joy or happiness every day.
That really makes sense, because I think a lot of entrepreneurs, they feel like they have to be on the grind all the time. And
Yes.
I don't do a lot of posting. I post mainly for my business Monday through Friday. Saturday and Sunday, I'm not doing it. I refuse to be posting unless I'm going to be at an event, unless I'm going to be doing something. I refuse to post crate on Saturdays and Sundays. That's just me, because on
Right.
Sundays, that's when I get all my content together, for the week. I
Mhm.
get my content together. I already have my content set out like a week, a monthly theme, and then I do the weekly content. But I think it's very important for you to tune out, like you said. And I tune out on Saturdays and Sundays. And I think it's very important for you to read. And another thing that I think is, we don't take our personal development seriously. How
Yes.
do you feel about people who don't take time out for themselves for personal development?
And, it's funny because you talked about our accountability group. And so we have to read a book, each month as part of our self development, and kind of, present on our takeaways from the book. And so you got to make sure you're growing, or you're going to stay stuck. We live in a fast-paced society where, technology is here. But and it's an ever-changing society. So in order for us to stay in front of our business, right, we have to do some self-development as people spiritually. Business is one aspect of our lives, but there's a spiritual component, there's a mental, there is a physical component, there is a relationship component. And so there are things that we need to learn, right? We're forever learners, we're forever students. There are things that we need to learn and grow in, and we're responsible for that. That information doesn't just come to us, but we're responsible for finding that information. Even if it's a workshop or a retreat, or, a master class, or, with COVID being the way it is, it put everything online, and we have more access now than we ever did. So we really have to take the time, and like I said, not just growing in your craft or your business, but growing as a person. That's very, very important. You
I
want me?
like what you said, Tiffany, about we are forever learners and growers. And personal development is key to not staying stuck. And I think a lot of times as adults, we forget that you are always learning. That's why I love to teach, and I love to do substitute teaching, because it reminds me that I learn from children. I love working with children. I learn from them and I grow with them. And all the knowledge that I get from the children, all the energy, they give you such positive energy. And I think that's wonderful. What are some tips that you do to keep your energy going when sometimes you want to give up on your business, sometimes you want to clock out and say, forget it, I'm going to go back to the 9 to 5 job. What do you say to yourself when you want to say, I'm going to go to that 9 to 5 job, get that paycheck every 2 weeks because I'm tired of doing this? How do you keep yourself motivated?
That's a great question because I quit every week. I'm not gonna lie. I'm like, man, I'm
Me
not doing
too.
this. For me, I have to remember my why. And I always tell entrepreneurs, especially women, no slight to my men, but especially to my women, I tell them their why has to be bigger than their children, their husbands, and their families, right? So their why has to be an emotional charge or emotional, connection. And so for me, my why is I want to own my time, right? I value time and I want to own my time and I want to be free to take vacations when I want to. I want to be free to, if my daughter's in college, if she has, an event, I want to be free to go. I don't want to have to ask, for permission to go. Also with freedom, comes a different type of wealth. I want to be present for everything. I don't want to have to miss a game. I don't want to have to miss an event. I don't want to have to miss a wedding. I want to be present. And so I have to remember, my why. And so when I, get down when business is not the best, when I feel like this is too hard, let me get on somebody's payroll, I got to remember why, and the why also is I'm breaking generational curses. So this is bigger than me. Healing, mental health, it is bigger than me. And so I know that if I don't get in position, other people can't find their purpose. Other people won't get healed. Other people won't experience, wholeness and thriving in life. And, mainly people that look like you and I. So it's bigger than me. I can't give up. My purpose and my position is tied to other people. And more importantly, I want to own, my own time. And so that's what keeps me going. Also, if I think about it, if I can give somebody else 40 hours, what I can give 40 hours to my business, the sky's the limit with how much money I can make. That other person is always going to cap me out at, my salary or my hourly or whatever that looks like. So, again, it's about freedom for me.
And I think that's good because that's, it's freedom for me too when I'm able to dedicate my time and do what I need to do for myself and for my family. Because if I had a real 9 to 5 job, because being a substitute teacher, I can cancel an assignment anytime. I just do it because I'm one of those individuals that sometimes I need structure. Like I'm working, I'm doing a substitute, and I knew I had to do the Ultimate Biz Conference. So I said, I can't go to sleep. Let me fix dinner for me and my grandmother and let me get on. So I do the substitute teaching for structure. But if it's a week where I want to really focus on my business, and even though I may have said I'm doing an assignment, I'll cancel it because
Right.
that's my time. I value
Right.
my time. And sometimes I'll take long-term assignments when I know that, hey, I really need to get some things done for the extra money. Because being an entrepreneur, you need to know your money, you need to know your numbers. And sometimes you do have to have that side gig.
That's
You
right.
do have to do that side job. And I have a lot of friends who wanted me to ask you this question. How can a person who's starting their business and they're still working their 9 to 5, how can they make sure that their mental health and physical health is good when they're working 80 hours a week, 40 hours for their job until they're able to leave, and 40 hours for their business? How can they balance that?
So time management is going to have to be key. So there has to be some organization and there has to be some structure. It can get done. I am not a fan of team no sleep. So you'll never see me post. You'll never see me, that's part of disrupting our mental health, right? But you have to be strategic with your time. So for example, you may have to miss out on Love and Hip Hop, CSI, Law and Order. There are some sacrifices you're going to have to make. You may have to meal prep so that when you come home, you're not spending an hour, 2 hours in the kitchen, cooking. So you're going to have to really time manage. It can be done. But again, the key is, are you on your to-do list, not your business, right? So what are you doing for you? Everything else comes secondary, right? It's a competing priority, but everything else comes secondary. When we talk about mental health, because I know we keep throwing the word around. So mental health is your thoughts, your emotions, and your behaviors. That's all mental health is. Your thoughts, your emotions, and behaviors. And
All right,
so
say that again. Mental
mental
health
health is your thoughts, your emotions, and your behaviors.
is your thoughts.
Emotions and behaviors.
That's good to know because we forget about that.
We forget, and we talk about mental illness. We always talk about mental illness. So what mental illness is, a disruption in one of those three. So it's a disruption in your behavior, in your thoughts, or your emotions. And so you have to find a routine that's going to charge your thoughts, your emotions, and your behavior. So you have to spend time with you. You have to go ahead and prioritize you every day, put you on your to-do list, and you're going to have to do time management, but you're going to have to unplug as well. And so when I say unplug, again, we're talking about electronics, we're talking about TV, we're talking about people. Sometimes you just got to get in a space, with yourself and be okay with you and check on you. We don't check on us enough. I always joke, we check on Instagram more than we do ourselves. So I have to check in with me today. What do I need today? I always tell my women, it's about getting your cup full, and so you have to find things to get your cup full. And those are the things that's going to protect your mental health, your thoughts, your emotions, or your behavior. You got to do some things for you.
And that makes sense. You must check on your mental health. If you're not feeling good or not feeling well, like sometimes if I don't feel like going to a substitute job, I'll call in and say, hey, I'm not coming.
I
Because
can't
if
do it.
I'm not feeling it, I'm not feeling it. If I don't feel like doing certain things, I'm not going to do it because I've learned you got to stop trying to be everything for everybody, trying to do everything for
Yeah.
everybody, trying to please everybody. And I think that's what a lot of entrepreneurs do. And another thing that I find is entrepreneurs, they're willing to take any client. They're
Yes.
willing
Ooh.
to take a client for the money. And I've always taught myself when I had to close my law practice, every all money is not good money. And
That's
I've
right.
been fired by coaches. Coaches have fired me and said, I can't do nothing for you, or I'm not the right fit for you. So, how do you do what are some steps that an entrepreneur can take to understand that every client is not a good client? What are some keys, indicators that should let you know that this client is going to take a lot of your time, money, and effort?
So again, we in this grind culture, we in this gotta get the bag, kind of culture. I'm in an alignment culture, right? I want to be in alignment of what I'm supposed to be doing, of my purpose. And so for me, I pray about each client. I pray that the right people come, and I pray that if it's not the right people, we'll have the discernment and we'll just say, hey, I can refer you someplace else, or no, thank you. So we have to, again, what is our priorities? Is our priorities, just getting the money? I'm very interested in women, and I said that before, who want to make the investment in themselves. Not everybody is willing to make the investment, or they're not willing to lean in and do the work. And so I don't want anybody that's not going to lean in, because at the end of the day, you're going to say my program didn't work, but you didn't work my program. Now I got paid, but I'm more interested in the transformation. So again, instead of getting to the bag, we have to figure out what's in alignment. Is this client going to bring peace? Is this client going to do the work? Is this client going to work the program? Is this client going to, go through the steps it takes for whatever service I'm providing or product I'm providing? Or is it going to be more of a headache? And so, like you said, all money isn't good money. And so I will be quick to give somebody a refund in a minute. This program isn't for you. Or when I do my discovery calls, I try to see if there is an alignment. But we have to, again, go back to our why and back to our purpose. What is our vision? Is our vision, just to sell products? Or are we doing transformation? Are we doing skincare? Are we doing, makeup? Are we, consulting other businesses. So what is our end game? And I know sometimes you don't know how you're going to make payroll. And I know that bag look real good, right? But again, is it bringing me peace? Is it bringing me peace? Is it bringing me profit? Is it bringing me purpose? And those are the three things that I ask. And peace is more important to me than anything. I always tell my
Yeah.
clients, my love language is to see you win. So I'm not going to do anything or put us both in a situation where you can't win. So if you're not playing to win, then you're not the client for me.
Yep, and Regina had to go, but she said she really enjoyed. And is there going to be a replay? Yes, Regina, this is going to be available on YouTube, so you can get it on YouTube. But I'm taking notes. Go back to your why and purpose for your business before accepting clients, and I think that's very important. You got to know if your why matches with them, if you guys are aligned, because sometimes clients look at your advertisement, look at social media and say, yes, they're the right person for me, but then we may not be the right person. I have turned away a lot of clients where I've said, that's not what I do. I don't teach you how to make money. I don't teach you how to get clients. What I teach you do is how to build a strong legal and financial foundation. I help you
Mm-hmm.
have your legal and financial paperwork in order so you can move on to that business coach or consultant who can help you get the clients, who can help you, create the products and services so you can bring the money. All I do is help you build the foundation so that your business is sustainable, and that's all I do. And I get a lot of clients who tell me, well, you can't help me with this, you can't help me with that. No, that's why I do the ultimate business conversation. And I have other business educators, business coaches on. So if it's something that you need, I can connect you. I am also a network connector. I'm a business connector. I connect you with the people that can help you in your business. And like you said, you got to know your why, and your why must be important. And I really love that. What do you say to that client who may come to you and say they want to start a business, but you kind of can feel that their personal life is a mess? Because that's one thing I've learned, that in order for me to have a successful business, my personal life shouldn't be a mess, period. And there have been times when I first started my business where my personal life was just a mess and all over the place. And I see why I wasn't successful in my business. And once I got everything aligned and straight, met with a life coach, met with, a therapist, and got all of the personal mess together, I could see a change in my business. Because there are a lot of entrepreneurs who believe that, you know, I need to just be making money, forget my, forget my personal life, forget my family, forget my friends, forget myself. What do you tell that individual? What would you
So
tell them?
again, I am the I am the person, and this is in my professional life and my personal life. I am the friend that's going to hold up the mirror. I am the friend that's going to be honest with you in love, all in love, right? All to see you win. So, if you can't show up for your personal life, it's going to spill over in your business. And so we have to get, not to say you can't have a business, not to say don't start the business, but you're going to have to make some adjustments in your personal life because it's going to show up in your business. If you hot-headed and you don't have anger management, and you don't know how to cope, and you don't know how to problem solve without, going from 0 to 100, that's going to show up in your business when those business problems come. If you have poor communication skills, if you have poor boundaries, that's going to show up in your business. So I try to get you to see, you are you, and you take you wherever you go. And that's how you're going to show up, and that's how you're going to present. The thing is, I always encourage anybody, I have a coach. So the coach need a coach. So I have a coach and I have a therapist, right? So I don't teach anything that I don't live. So I have a coach and I have a therapist. I love my therapist and I love Jesus, right? So that is, you're going to have to parallel and constantly work on you, back to that personal development, because of whoever you are, whatever title, whatever business you have, you're going to show up as that. You can dress it up really nice. We could put some red bottoms on. We can have some Gucci bags, right? But it's you that's showing up. So we got to get some of that residue up. We got to detox you from all the things and that keeps you in survival mode, that keeps you stuck. We got to put some good things in so we can have you show up as your higher self. So start the business, right? But make it your business to work on yourself. And like I said, I posted something today about reaching up for help, right? Get a coach, get a therapist. If you can do it by yourself, you would do it, right? But you can't do it by yourself, and that's okay, right? And that's why other people are here. So you got to reach up and get you a support system, get you some people, get you an accountability group. I have accountability group too that's going to hold me accountable to the things I said I wanted when I want to give up. So you got to surround yourself with the right people. You got to make the investment in yourself, and you got to want to be better, for you, your clients, your business, your family. That's something that you have to, constantly work on. We're all a work in progress, right? So we got to do the work.
And that makes a lot of sense. You must be willing to invest in yourself, and it's nothing wrong with therapy, because I think in the Black community, for a long time, we were taught, don't say anything, give it to God, let God handle it. Don't don't express yourself. Don't let the family business out there. Keep all your personal stuff to yourself. Don't share nothing with anybody. And as I've been going through this business journey, I realized that sometimes you need to share stuff. Sometimes you need to let stuff go. Like, I have a caregiving group that I'm a part of. I'm a part of several caregiving groups on Facebook. I don't put all of that on my personal page. I put it in that group because we're all one and the same. And we're all, it's a safe place for us to talk about what we're going through, to talk about the struggles of being a caregiver. And then we have our accountability group, because we're not just business owners, we're women who have children, who have families we take care of, and we enjoy each other. We meet once a month and we enjoy each other's company. And then, we have Ree Williams. She does her thing where we meet like once a month and talk about certain things. And that's what you need, especially during COVID. Tiffany, tell us, how did you survive these past 3 years with COVID? What kept you
Ooh.
going?
So, short answer, I don't know. Prayer. So for me, COVID was tough for me because even my nonprofit is brick and mortar. So we had clients come to us. Even my coaching clients came to me. And so this whole internet, this whole StreamYard, this whole Zoom was completely new to me. And so I had to pivot and shift, and learn all of this. I was like, well, what's Zoom? I had no clue because I'm used to face to face. So I had to shift and pivot both of my businesses, my nonprofit and the for profit. The nonprofit, it was really tough because we lost a lot of contracts because, we were in the school system, school shut down. We were in the shelter had quarantine, unless you actually was one of the shelter workers, you couldn't come in. So I had to completely shift both of my business models and, really focus on how I was going to meet the need with this new, pandemic.
Mm-hmm.
Mentally, it gave me an opportunity to learn how to be present. My daughter had to come home from college. My son was here. I actually decided to homeschool him the first year.
Mm-hmm.
And so I had to learn how to kind of be present, but still unplug. So I love coloring. And so I hadn't colored in years. And so I would be in the living room amongst, my entire family, but just unplugging and coloring and doing things that, like I said, brought me joy or brought me peace. So I really had to check in on myself. How am I feeling? What do you need today? My husband was home. He began to work from home. So one, I learned my house wasn't big enough. That's one. Two,
Yeah.
you know, I realized that, I had to be present and I had to listen to my body, whatever my body was saying. We had the social and racial tensions, we had political things and I had to have some tough conversations, but I had to be honest about where, I was, and I had to check on me. And so what got me through again was this is bigger than me. I'm not the only one going through this, and we're gonna make it. My faith kept me through a lot of it. We're going to make it. We just have to. We're dependent on the systems that we were dependent on. We never thought school would close. That was one thing. I never thought
Yeah.
grocery shopping would look. I never thought we would be in the aisles fighting for toilet paper.
Yeah.
So it was a whole difference. But I had to adjust and I had to kind of shift, and check on myself every day. And like you said, if I didn't feel like getting out the bed, or I didn't feel like, in the hustle and bustle trying to find, toilet paper, I didn't do it. But I was able to have some meaningful talks. Relationships became more important, more priority. When church was closed, we learned how to have church in the house. So we kind of went back to basics. I kind of went back to basics and realized what's important. And I think as entrepreneurs, we always focus on what's urgent and we don't think about what's important.
That's
And
true.
yeah, that's the thing. What's important? I know you talk about being a caregiver. That's extremely important. That is, an act of love, an act of service. You're going to, with your grandmother, you're going to experience times that you can't get back. That's going to stay with you forever. And I know that money is there. I know that client is there. I know that, Instagram posts, I know content, I know, but we got to start doing stuff that's important versus what's urgent.
Exactly. And I have a funny thing. The one thing I learned how to do was cook. And another thing I realized, I didn't know was so many black businesses out there. I
Yeah.
had never supported so many black businesses. I think at my 1634 Shady Side house, I brought Black Wall Street. And I'm being serious because I
Yeah.
found these restaurants that cook good home cooked food. I found beauty products. I was buying clothes. I was buying house products from these black owned businesses. It was like, it was awakening that, hey, they keep talking about the black community not doing nothing. I was like, we're doing stuff. And I supported so many black businesses during COVID. And I've kept those connections because they got me through COVID. Like sometimes I couldn't get toilet paper from the store. I knew a young lady, she sell toilet paper. I knew someone that sell beauty products, health products, you know, household products. I was buying stuff from people left to right. But the part that got me was the food. you know, these restaurants, these black
Hmm.
restaurants were so good that some of them were like, man, dude, we didn't get this high influx of people before. We're gonna have to shut down. Give us time. We People were, buying food from them, going to their curry house and dining so much they were running out of stuff. And then I was getting clients. Danya, can you help me figure out how I can make sure my inventory, I have enough food and stuff? And I was actually helping people. So during COVID, the funny thing is I was doing real good. And I'm still doing good
Mm.
because it gave me time to spend with my grandmother. I was working from home. And just like you, Tiffany, I had to learn how to use Google Meet. Never heard of Google Meet. I had to learn how to use Microsoft Teams. I had to learn all of this stuff. Never knew really how to use Zoom, but I had to learn how to use it
Right.
because it was a virtual world. Now, I want to ask you, what tips would you give to someone transitioning from the virtual world to the real world as we are starting to open up more? Because that's going to be like a culture shock. And I notice, like with my kids that I be teaching, it's like they their socialization skills, their social
Woo.
skills are not there because they haven't been around each other in almost 2.5 years. And like adult social skills are not there, because you have the crazy currents and the crazy kids. People are just really, they just going cuckoo for cocoa puffs. So how would you tell someone to adjust to a virtual world to a real world again? What are some tips you would give us? Because we really need that, because we're going from virtual back to in person real world now.
Yeah. Well, one, I would always keep, and this is what I'm doing for both of my business. I would always keep virtual an option. What I did learn is it does have a place and a space. So I may have clients, and I'm in North Carolina, so I may have clients in California, that I can't get to in person. So there is a place for virtual. But like you said, it's nothing. And I'm an energy person. So I love to be in person and feel energy. That's why I was real skeptical about this Zoom and, Google Me. I'm like, I can't feel your energy, but you can, right? I'm an in person. I love being in the room. And so in the virtual world, there's still a place. But as you go out, I think we have to be mindful of, again, how we present. Just be mindful of our social skills. It's funny because we're the nonprofit is in the school system, and you're right. Either the little kids are so touchy feely because they haven't been around,
Yeah.
and then I have my older ones. They don't know how to problem solve, so they still want to fight.
Hmm.
And so again, it's a whole different culture, and now they're introducing this whole metaverse where we're going to be on some goggles in a whole nother world. But I think we still need that one-on-one interaction. I think we still need that one-on-one conversation. I think we still need that one-on-one touch. And we can't get caught up in just being virtual. I think when you have to show up for a meeting, a business meeting versus a Zoom meeting, your whole energy is different. You may come with, your blazer on and some shorts, but you like, okay, I'm gonna jump on in 5 minutes. But for that business meeting that you have to present, you're presenting, you're prepared, you're organized. You bring a whole different, energy to the room. And so I think, if we can, as we move in person, we got to remember to be organized, time
Oh
managed. We got
yeah.
to go back to the basics. We got to go back to the basics and remember, how to present, and how to talk to people. But I think it's like riding a bike. I think once those that have been out there before, networking and having to do those things, I think we'll get back to it. But I prefer it, once COVID, if it ever leaves, once it dies down, I would love to get back, in person. I do an event quarterly, and I started it last November when we thought things were going to die down, and I love it. I do have my workshops and my boot camps online, but I was able to, and the event is called Barbershop Talk for Her. And it's a real intimate, it's like 10 to 15 women that get together. We're socially distanced and all that good stuff. But the energy is so good. We're feeding off each other's energy. We're able to have those real conversations, just woosah, and be in a room like, oh, I'm in a room with some great energy. So as we transition, I just say, let's get back to the basics. Let's show up, and let's not get dependent on this kind of virtual, world.
Yeah, I think that's true. That's another thing, because I'm starting to be more active. Like, this young lady in my community was looking for, other women to hang out with so we can, for her nonprofit organization, her community organization. And she
Hmm.
was like, I'm just looking for people. So I said, hey, I'm willing to volunteer, because I told her I hadn't been out in so long. I don't even know how to act. So I said, you're going to have to deal with me in the beginning. And she
Right.
said, Donnie, we all been there. And I'm just excited. I'm looking forward to being able to do happy hour once in a while. And when I do happy hour, I
Yeah.
don't drink. I get non-alcoholic beverages, but just to be able to hang out. And
Yes.
like 3 weeks ago, 3 Saturdays ago, I went with a friend of mine who I hadn't seen. We worked in DC together. I hadn't seen her in person in about 5 years. and we just was just so excited to see each other.
Yeah.
We went to
Yeah.
Cheesecake Factory. We didn't care that it took 50 minutes to get the table. We were just so excited to see each other. And it
Yes.
just felt good to get out. And
Yeah.
I've been, like I've been going out slowly, like going out, when the days the weeks I get paid, I go out to Applebee's and have my little $5 happy hour drink. And I'm just starting to slowly, surely, like me and my
Yeah.
older niece, we spend a lot of time together now just to get out the house. And like the kids, you were right. They are touchy feely. They want to hug you. Ms. Zimmerman, you my favorite substitute teacher. And I hug them because I'm like, I'm vaccinated. I'm not afraid because I think
Right.
we've been doing what we're supposed to do to make sure we're able to get out there and socialize. And I think as time goes on, I think it will be better. And so as time is winding down, what are some tips, Tiffany, that you want to give to that entrepreneur who may feel stuck, who may have chaos in their personal life? What are some tips do you want to give them?
The first thing is I want you to choose you. I think, we live in a society, we're come from a culture, like you said, everybody, I have to be all things to everybody. I have to be the best this, the best that. I have to be the overachiever. I have to work hard. Choose you. That's the first step. You're worth it. Permission to, again, prioritize yourself, whatever that looks like, check in on you. We check in on everybody else, and we check our Instagram, we check our email, but we never check on ourselves. How are you today, Tiffany? What do you need today? you know um Again, put yourself on your to-do list, your priority list for the day, even if it's 20, 20, 30 minutes. Some practical things. So when I was in and out, when I was still working out of the home, I would have to sit in my driveway for at least 20 to 30 minutes, just quiet, no radio on. I need to just woosah before I go in the house and start another task. So even if it's 20 minutes in the car, just of you time. Again, I keep talking about this unplugging, because the electronics and the internet and TV will have us kind of just tapped in and plugged in all the time. We're afraid to miss a phone call. We're afraid to miss an email. So we're constantly just checking and we're not present. Unplug. Have your phone have a bedtime. I don't care if you're still up, but my phone is off at 9 o'clock, or my phone is on do not disturb, or it doesn't come back on until 8 o'clock. I don't care that I'm up at 6 o'clock. I'm not taking any calls before, 8 o'clock. So some of those practical things. In your business life, delegate and outsource. I know they can't do it like you. If I won't do it, it doesn't get done. Those are survival mode things that we kind of hold on to because we want the control. Outsource it. Get you a virtual assistant. Get you someone that can do some of the things that you can do, that's going to free up your time in your business. Again, get you a coach. Get you a life coach. Get you a business coach. Get you a therapist. Get some help that's going to help you personally develop and hold you accountable to those business things. Help you strategize and put the goals together. Get you a life coach that's going to deal with how you're showing up, some of the things you need to deal with, as far as, even if it's control, or even if it's self-doubt, or even if it's self-sabotage or imposter syndrome. So, find a release also, whether that's exercise, whether that is just walking outside, journaling, art. And then the last thing I would say is surround yourself with the right people. That is going to be key. You want to surround yourself with people that are going to lift you up. Entrepreneurship can be lonely. It can be a really lonely place. And you will feel misunderstood, but you got to get yourself around the right people that's going to lift you up, hold you up, pour into you. I know you pour into everybody else, but find you a circle that's going to pour into you those days where your cup is empty. And those will probably be, probably 10 tips for entrepreneurs, for
Oh,
anybody.
that is great. And I put them in there. One of my, I'm sorry, but some of
Are you
them got switched up. Like I'm going to read them tips for entrepreneurs that feel stuck. Choose you, check in on yourself, put yourself on your to-do list, take time out for yourself for at least 20 to 30 minutes, unplug from the world. This is what
Yes.
happened. Unplug from the world. Here's the second part. If it'll come back, but it say unplug from the world for at least 30 minutes and give your phone a bedtime. I like that. I
Mhm.
really like that one. Give yourself your phone a bedtime. And I also like
Yeah.
outsource work in your business and get a coach. And then I also like this one. Surround yourself with the right people who will pour, I spelled that wrong, pour, Pour, into you. So that's
Right.
very important. Um, who will give you something. And I want to thank you so much, Tiffany. And please let everybody know how they can get in contact with you. I'm gonna see if I can
Absolutely.
pull that up again. You can go ahead.
Okay. On I'm Tiffany Fox Inc. TiffanyFoxInc. I'm on Instagram, Tiffany Fox Inc. I am on Facebook, Tiffany Fox Inc. And my website is www.tiffanyfoxinc.com. We have some great workshops. I have a boot camp coming up in March, March 7th. We have a 30-day boot camp where we are getting out of survival mode. We are working the 10 steps on how to get out of survival mode and start your healing journey. And so I'm very, very excited about that program. This is my second time running it this year, and the transformation is amazing. Please, when you go to our website, you can get on my emailing list so that we can stay connected. I do have a private Facebook group that, we come together, and, it's encouragement, empowerment, and all that good stuff. So yes, please connect. I would love to connect, have a discovery call, talk, and see how we can, work this thing out. Piece of Hope is the nonprofit, and that's at peaceofhopefoundation.com. And we have different services there where we provide mental health, education, awareness, and treatment for the community.
And Tiffany, make sure you go to www.tiffanyfoxinc.com and get on her subscription list, because I'm telling you, when she has her barbershops, they are amazing. I'm gonna try to get to one because I'm in Maryland, she's down south, but I'm gonna try to make a special trip just to go to one. But
Yes.
she also does stuff virtually where, if you subscribe, she'll let you know when she's having check-in. I call them monthly check-in sessions, and they're
Yes.
very helpful, and they've been very helpful to me to clear my mind. I've been to two of them, and they're very, very helpful. And I'm telling you, every time she has one, her and Coach Rehab, when I say y'all need to have another one, whenever they bring them up, I always pop in, because I think that's what we need. We need a space where we can be ourselves, a space, like you said, where others pour into you, a
Yes.
space where we can just talk and vent, and we're not judged. And
That's
that's
it.
one thing I love about Tiffany's space, is that she doesn't judge you. She doesn't treat you like, you got problems, because some people do that. Some life coaches will do that. You know, they mean well, but they're not intentional with what they're doing. And she's intentional, and she in her place is a non-judgment zone. And
Absolutely.
Tiffany, I want to thank you so much for being
Thank
here.
you.
And what I'm thinking is, I want to know if my buddy Leroy wanted to know if you could join us tomorrow evening on Clubhouse, because he said that this topic is very needed. William Murray said this was a good show. So you got a
Yes.
lot of, so I'm thinking I would love to have you come on and be my mental health expert, if you don't
Oh,
mind. Maybe every 2 months
sure.
come on and we talk
Yeah.
about mental health, because I think it's very important that we talk about this, because for the first quarter, I wanted to talk about how to get your business ready for 2022. We've been talking about finances. Now we're talking about mental health, and then we're going to talk about the legal part of being in business. So I would really love to have you as our mental health expert, because I
Yeah.
think that's very important. Because I did have that. The questions I gave you were from actual people
Okay.
who, from the group who wanted these questions, because I
Yeah.
told them to email me questions, and they emailed me a lot of questions. So if you would love to be a guest on Clubhouse tomorrow, let us know and we will put you on there.
Sure. What time?
It's going to be 8:30.
8:30. Okay. Let me see if I can move some stuff around, but I'll definitely let you know. I would love to
Okay.
join. Yes, absolutely.
All right. And just let me know your schedule. What Wednesdays every 2 months will work for you.
Okay. Okay.
All right. And it was a
Absolutely.
pleasure. And I want to thank you so much,
Thank
Tiffany,
you.
for being here. I got a lot of nuggets, a lot of notes, and I just really enjoyed this. So thank you so much for being on. And we'll see you in 2 months, and we'll see you tomorrow at 8:30. You know
Absolutely.
how you hold people accountable. See you tomorrow, 8:30 at the
Eight
Bankroll
thirty.
Proof Clubhouse, and I will send you the link. That's how you
Absolutely.
get people. They
That's
like,
how you get them. That's how you.
that's
I'm
how you
there. I'm
get
there.
them.
You got
Yeah,
me.
and that's what collaboration is all about.
That's it.
Outsource. I'm out of
Absolutely.
mental health, and now that I have someone that does that, I can refer people because I get clients. I'm like, child, I can't help you.
Yeah.
You just got too much going on. I'm the legal and business expert. This is all
Yes.
I do. You
Yes.
need help with the personal. So I have Miss Tiffany Fox, who is the healing coach,
Yes.
mental health advocate, who is the nurse. I'm gonna send you to her, and then you come back to me.
That's
That's how
it.
I'll
That's
start
it.
doing it. All right, and you have a good
Absolutely.
evening.
You
And
too. Thank you again for this space and just for making mental health a priority. A lot of people don't make it a priority. So I thank you again for, just your platform and the things you're doing in the entrepreneur world to strengthen us and encourage us and to keep us in compliance and out of jail.
that's right. That's right. You need to tell people that because they don't want to listen. But I don't give up. I'm gonna keep saying it. That's like my coach said. She said, "You keep saying it, keep doing it, and people will come."
That's
And
it.
they are coming after they get in trouble, and then I
Yeah.
have to refer them. But some are coming before. So
Good.
thank you so much, Tiffany.
Thank
And
you.
I'll see you tomorrow. And just
Yeah.
let me know which Wednesdays work for you
Okay.
every 2 months.
I
And
sure will.
wait a minute, isn't March mental health? I
May
know
is mental health.
May's mental health. Yeah,
Hmm.
we definitely got to do something in May.
Okay. Okay.
Maybe a little we'll talk about it. Maybe a little webinar or something in May.
Okay.
All
Yeah.
right. Talk to
All
you
right.
then, and you
Have
have
a
a
good
beautiful
night.
evening. Good
Thank you,
night.
everyone. Bye bye.
All right, thank you so much. I am so excited that Tiffany decided to be a part, and I think mental health is very, very important. And I am so glad that she decided to join us. And I want to thank everyone who joined us. And I want to thank you for being a part. And don't forget that we come on every Wednesday, the Ultimate Business Conversation. We have business educators come on to talk to you about business and everything. And I want to thank everybody for being on the Ultimate Business Conversation with the Powerful Biz Woman and Grown Woman. And if you want to connect with us, and stay up to date on the happenings, go to Bentley UBC Connect so you can stay up to date as to what is happening, not on that, but just stay up to date with everything. But I want to thank you so much for tuning in, and we will see you Wednesday, next Wednesday, same time, same station. And also join us for Bankrupt Proof Your Biz Clubhouse tomorrow at 8:30. We will be talking about how to fund your business. So I want to thank you so much for tuning in, and we will see you next Wednesday, same time, same station at 8 o'clock.